One of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations General Assembly in 2015 is to ensure availability of water for all. Whether it is public sanitation, personal hygiene, or general well-being, the importance of water in sustaining life cannot be overemphasized. In Nasarawa State, Governor Abdullahi Sule is taking the lead with partners in progress to ensure that rural water is clean, adequate, and efficient. Welcome to Nasarawa Focus. Nasarawa is an agrarian state with an avalanche of rural communities. Government will sustain the partnership with the federal government. Before the emergence of the Abdullahi Sule's administration, access to potable drinking water was a challenge to most communities in the state. While some communities relied on water from streams, others were left with no choice to source for water from nearby ponds. This water are mostly shared with other animals, such as pigs and goats. This has a huge health implication for locals of these communities.
Wannan ruwa da muka sha da muna shan shi yana sa mana cutar take a jiki, ina sa mana kuma kashi da amai.
We take this for more than 50 years. Grandfather and mother will use this water.
The Abdullahi Sule's administration sees this as an eyesore to the government and people of the state. It is to address this anomaly that it entered into partnership with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources. The project, which is Christian Partnership for Expanded Water Supply and Hygiene, PWASH, is a 50-50 arrangement.
No, we are one of the states actually that have registered and have already paid also our contribution, when it comes to the PWASH. But I was even saying on the water, I'm saying the places where having a lot of challenges are probably places like there. But if you look at Kefi, we are providing water in Kefi right now. There is a lot of improvement. Some of our dams that we have and some of our water supplies, we are drilling more boreholes in places where we use boreholes at our sources, to supply water, like Dedere in Obi local government. They are getting their water from boreholes that are right here in the Jankwe area. So these are all the kinds of things that most of the water supplies that we have today are not even from the dam. They are mostly from the boreholes that we have, that we are processing the water and sending them, with the exception of maybe the major ones like from the Mada River, which are supplying Garoku, Gudi, Sabongida, Kefi, and the rest of that, all being supplied from there. So we have worked also in that. Most of the water treatment plants, most of the chemical being supplied, we are constantly monitoring that and then supplying that, to ensure that our people have water. But coming to PWASH that you have mentioned, every opportunity we have in that direction, we grab the opportunity.
It is being implemented and supervised by the Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RUWASA.
In Nasarawa State, the journey began in 2018, where we indicated interest by signing the PWASH protocol. And that was followed by implementation of the program in 2021, that was last year. And that was done after we met certain criteria. The criteria are the eligibility criteria and then the readiness criteria. And in these projects or program, the projects are being implemented through matching funds. That is to say, is a kind of 50-50 way approach. By extension, the federal or the state government will bring half of the money for a project implementation, where the federal government will also bring the remaining 50%. And that will also be used in the implementation of WASH project, that is Water, Sanitation and Hygiene project in Nasarawa, in Nigeria.
It is built to gobble the sum of 500 million naira, but the sum of 250 million naira has been released as counterpart fund by the state government.
In the construction of water facilities, we are able to construct about 75 water facilities, comprising of 45 simple solar power boreholes across rural communities in the state, and then 30 hand pump boreholes across rural communities in Nasarawa State. We equally constructed 3 sanitary facilities in public schools across 3 LGAs that we are implementing in Nasarawa State. So that was followed again by rehabilitation of water facilities. There are a lot of water facilities that are broken down. So we are able to rehabilitate and upgraded 15 motorized boreholes to solar power boreholes in the 3 LGAs of Akwanga, Kokona, and Lafia local government areas.
We took a visit to some benefiting communities across the 3 zones of the state. In Kokona local government, we visited some solar-powered borehole locations in Nasarawa, Sangobaro, and Jamal Alu. A hand pump borehole was constructed for Endo Agwada and other neighboring communities. This gesture has afforded locals the opportunity to have access to potable drinking water. To them, this is an uncommon project that will be cherished for a lifetime.
Before, we don't have water here, but the coming of this project we really appreciate, because the entire community here, we are suffering of water. We are lack of water seriously, but as this project coming, we really appreciate it. Even the people around used to benefit from the water. We thank the engineer Abdullahi Sule and the entire government of Nasarawa State. We really appreciate.
Gaskiya saboda farin ciki da nake yi da Allah ya kawo mana engineer Sule ya taimaka mana akan wannan project da ya kawo mana na ruwa. Ya cire mu a cikin damuwai na ruwa. Domin da muna tafiya rafi sama da kilomita 2 kafin mu samu ruwa. ‘Ya'yanmu da ƙannanmu kafin garewa su je makaranta sai wajen karfe 10 saboda wahalan ruwa. More especially during dry season dina. To amma yanzu albarkacin wannan bohol gashi mun samu lafiya. Yaran mu ma yawancin ciwon kwalara ke damun su ma ba shi kuma yanzu nan saboda lafiya. Ba mu da za mu iya ce
yanda tun muna fama da neman ruwa har suka kawo mana ruwa mu ce mishi mun gode. Wahala yara mu suna yi ba mu samu ruwa sai mu je mu kwana ruwa a rafi muna haka kasa domin muna kwashe ruwa. Sai Allah ya sa ma ya kawo mu ruwa mu ce mishi mun gode.
Da baya muna shan ruwa a rafi ne tare da dabbobi wanda kai ma an kaga wurin ruwan a yanzu bai da daɗin gani idonka ba za ka ji daɗin ganin shi ba. Da wannan muke wanka akwai cututtuka daban-daban amma
disease can come from rivers because of the cholera and the typhoid and malaria, but now as we get this borehole is reduction. We not get that cholera and typhoid. So I thank God and we pray for Abdullahi Sule to get more ambition for give us this water.
Da muna shan ruwan rafi ne ga kazanta ga datti duka, amma kuma wannan famfon da aka kama yanzu muna farin ciki, muna kuma ya addu'a Allah ya kara mishi matsayin da zai kara mana wannan ruwa. Muna farin ciki, muna godiya da wannan ruwa famfon da an kama mana. Muna so a kara mana saboda layi yana yin yawa muna dibar.
The river that were fetching water before, we went to the river, we find some boy like this, they did the hole like this. Water is coming before fetching the water, coming back, using it, the water. And with this one, it's taking a long time before getting the water. Sometimes our women, they will be first difficult for us to cook food for us. And even the water to drink is a very difficult for us. But today we appreciate Engineer Abdullahi Sule for this borehole that he did for us. Seriously, today now, our women are fetching water, children are getting water for bathing as anytime they want. They can go to school as anytime they want. Before, they are going to school 6 o'clock, but lack of the water, our children, they are going to school after 9-10. But today, 7 o'clock, they are doing assembly in this Angwasira. So
water. We used to drink our water with animals in the bush. But today, the government of the day has given us a dividend of democracy through this solar. So our women are enjoying today. We no longer go to stream. We drink a good water today. Even if Mr. Excellency, the governor of Nasarawa State, is here today, we will give him from this water to take.
Just like the former, the story is the same in the communities of Akwanga local government. The people of Angwa Anta, Angwa Hakimi, and Andaha are in appreciation of the governor's gesture.
Suna da yawa, muna da yawa. Sai ruwa yana kasa muna sha wahala ana jana diba ruwa da nesa. Wani lokaci ma wani zai dawo da kwano ba ruwa ba. Ana kuma sai mu sha wahala. Sai ga yaran makaranta da yawa. Sannan kuma ina zaune ne wani rana sai an ce gwamna ya ce zai kawo muna boho nan. Sai an kira na cikin gida da na zo na ce ina ne an ce gashi a kofar gidana. Na ce a kofar gidana na ce ai na gode wa Allah. Gwamna ya kawo ba dun jama'a kada ba ya taimake ni ma.
It was very difficult situation because for most especially our women, they find it very difficult to get what they used to cook and bath. But as this one came, we appreciate the effort of the His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, for remembering us by bringing this project to this very community. And you can imagine, you can see our children fetching the water since early in the morning, and it gives them that joy to fetch water, bath, prepare themselves for school as early as possible. And it has even given the community a relief.
Muna shan wahala ruwa ngwana sosai da. Amma yanzu da babanmu Sule ya kawo mana ruwa na ya yi mana taimako muna ce mishi mun gode. Ruwan yana da kyau sosai kuma ya kasa mana. Muna kai kuka ya taimake mu ya kara mana.
We really appreciate it because after the coming of this borehole, there's no even crowd when getting the water because it is not light, it's solar. So when it comes, every time you come you get water. So people used to address themselves. Those who come in the morning, these ones who come in the afternoon. So people, hardly you come and meet crowd. But the community at large, many from here to boundary of this railway, they all come here to get the water. And from here also, down there before you reach the Emir Palace or about to reach the Emir Palace are also using here.
In fact, he really met, this is one of the prominent expectation of the poor, that is to get water, because water is life. And another thing is this water is coming from the ground, that is there's no any form of disease that can attack the poor so easy. So we really appreciate his effort by bringing this very borehole.
Communities in Lafia Zone was not left out in this humanitarian project. Our team visited a solar-powered borehole in Damba and a hand pump borehole in Wata community. The people are also happy and affirm their unalloyed support for the re-election of Governor Abdullahi Sule.
Muna kwana rafi, muna diba ruwa rafi wanda ya gangara nan, dama diba kasan a kasa, bari mu diba ruwa. Muna kwanta rafi gari a waye, karfi 2, karfi 3 muna rafi. Muna diba ruwa a ciki.
Kamar yanzu ina shekaru tsakanin zai zama 52. Tun da ya ne ba ta ba kawo mana wani boho kamar wannan. In ba da wannan regime na engineer Sule nan ba, mu taba mu gani.
To yanzu ina so tambaye ka. Da a ina ne kuna samun ruwa, ya kuna yi da ruwa?
Muna samun ruwa a ta river stream, a ta wuraren da ruwa yana gangara, shi na haka yashi. Za dan samu ruwa kanan a ruwa sha. Yadda muna yi.
Aside the drilling of new boreholes, the state government rehabilitated 300 existing boreholes across the state. They are optimistic that both the new and already existing boreholes would bring an end to the hardship faced in rural communities.
before this, the implementation of this program, our coverage by our own assessments was ranging between 38% to around 40%. But after the implementation of this program, I think our coverage has scaled up to between 49 to 50%. So there is great improvements in terms of the coverage. The number of people that access or that were relieved of water problem, by our own calculation, we discovered that about 63,000 people were relieved of water challenges across these 3 LGAs that we've executed.
Federal government component of the PWASH implementation are already contract awarded and already in action. They are cover 3 local government equally. In the western zone, they are taking Nasarawa. In the northern zone, they are taking Wamba, and respectively in the southern zone, they are taking Away. In that order, I'm assuring you, by the time they finish, they can equally have equal and equivalent 75 water facilities that go to added to 75. You now agree that in under 1 year review, we will have 150 water facilities across rural area added to the existing water facilities in Nasarawa State.
These projects executed across communities is in fulfillment of Governor Abdullahi Sule's promise to the people of the state. In 2021, the federal government established 10 new national parks across the country. This policy is targeted at maximizing the tourism potentials of the country and tackling climate change. The Marhai Forest Reserve in Nasarawa State was upgraded as one of the 10 new national parks. To ensure a smooth transition of the reserve to a park, the state government constituted a technical committee.
We remain standing for the national anthem.
Now, the state governor is here to inaugurate the 19-member committee, mandating them to justify the confidence reposed in them.
Members of this committee were selected based on their records of doggedness, experience, commitment, dedication, and of course, hard work. I charge you all to live above board and justify government confidence that is actually reposed in you. At this juncture, let me reiterate the commitment of this administration to continue to put the tourism subsector as a priority, so as to enable it serve as a revenue earner for the state and also a big employment source, for Nasarawa State.
It may not be out of place to state that this effort of the federal government of Nigeria is a clear indication of the country's commitment and resolve to further enhance conservation activities, increase the amount of forest cover under protective management, improve internal security, and ultimately reduce the negative impact of climate change in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and enhance socioeconomic development for the country.
The committee is confident that the task ahead would be executed with all level of seriousness.
We rest assure you the commitment to the task entrusted onto the committee and will execute it with the best, and will execute it and give it the attention it deserves by the grace of God.
The state is the first to constitute a technical committee for the smooth transition to a national park.
One of the first things that was done was to establish an investment outfit, which is Nasarawa Economic Development Strategy, through the NACIDA law of Nasarawa State. Then after that, the executive also forwarded some bills which would complement the establishment of NACIDA being an investment outfit for the state, one of which is the public procurement law of the state to enhance transparency in governance. The governor also signed into law the directive to all government officials to act timeously and respond appropriately to requests for services from all manner of clients who would approach the government. The Nasarawa State Investment and Development Agency Law 2020 was passed into law and duly signed by the governor. The debt management law of the state was also passed in order to ensure that there's at a glance profile of the debt stock of the state. The Nasarawa State Mortgage and Foreclosure Law 2020 was also passed and signed into law, and the idea is to establish a mortgage investment system in the state. The Nasarawa State Urban and Regional Planning Law, the idea is to ensure that there's an improvement in urban planning and development control across the state. The most important of them, which is not exactly an act or a law of the State Assembly, but Executive Order number 11, 2020, which is for the improvement of efficiency and effectiveness of governance in state business environment on Nasarawa State, what we call the NGREM, which stipulates guidelines for operations of government institutions, especially those government institutions that are charged with responsibility of providing services to people to potential investors who want to set up businesses across the state. Nasarawa State Harmonization of Taxes and Levies Law 2020. Prior to the establishment or passage of that law, we had a scenario in which there was double taxation, and you have multiple government agencies, both within the state and local governments, that move around and approach individual investors or business outfits. Establishment of NASIDA through the Nasarawa State Investment and Development Law 2020 also helped a lot. There wasn't exactly any government agency charged with the responsibility of providing service or attracting investors to the state, and very importantly also superintending over the business portfolios owned by the state. But now with the establishment of NASIDA, it now becomes a one-stop shop through which a potential investor could approach them with what he intends to do, and they will take it up on his behalf, and at the end of the day ensure that he gets everything that is required within record time, so that he will be able to commence establishment of his businesses.
And that's our package from the solid mineral state, where Governor Abdullahi Sule is meeting the aspirations of the people and exceeding all expectations. Until the next one, it's bye for now.